Disclaimer. This video is for entertainment purposes only. It is only allegedly and is all script.
I think Harlem Legend TV should be banned. And here's why I say Harlem Legend TV should be banned. Because he ran a story today saying that the terror squad ran down on Zip the Drip and caught him lacking. He later retracted that story and took it down. But instead of saying he was wrong, someone sent him a picture or an Instagram post, and because he's not from the street element, he was incompetent at diagnosing the post, and he didn't know what the hell he was talking about. Instead of saying that, he's saying now that the dude capped. I looked at that Instagram post. And I want you to look at it with me. And I want you to tell me where the boy said that incident happened today. What happened was Harlem Legend assumed that incident happened today. And he thought it was some real Zip the Drip in grave danger. When I looked at that picture, I said, something looks wrong with this. This doesn't look like what he's saying it is. Reason being, if Pete or Fat Joe or anybody from the terror squad really had a problem with what Zip was saying, and they sent 4 or 5 dudes at him in broad daylight, barefaced, and that wasn't a serious matter at all. They couldn't have came to do nothing but talk. 5 dudes barefaced in New York City with all the cameras out there is not what we call homicide formation. They were not in homicide formation. That picture did not look like Zip the Drip was in any real danger at all. See, I don't consider a group of guys walking down on me and talking tough to me being in danger. I don't even consider them jumping me and beating me up being in danger. All that's minor league stuff. That's all minor league stuff, man. See, I told you where I'm from. That's the only reason I let you guys know where I'm from. It's levels. There's levels to this, man. Harlem Legend is not one that has a lot of conflict with, or a lot of experience, rather. I don't believe Harlem Legend has a lot of experience with conflict. I don't believe he has a lot of experience with conflict. When I think of Harlem Legend, the first thing I think is legend in what? Okay, you're not a legend in being a gangster from Harlem. Like, you know, Bumpy Johnson or Bill Underwood or Lou Sims. Or, you're not a legend in hustling. You know Richard Porter. You know Fritz. You know AZ. You're not a legend in what are you? You're supposed to be from the battle rap community. You're not even a legend in battle rap in Harlem. You're not a Loaded Lux or Murder Mook. You're not a Charlie Clips. You're not a K-Shine. You're not a K-Shine. Is that a legend? What are you a legend at in Harlem? You're not a legend in basketball. I know you're not a legend in basketball. Not in Harlem. You can't beat me in basketball. And I'm 51 years old with a 4-inch vertical, and I will bust your ass in basketball. You ain't no Alley Mo. What do you, come on, you ain't no Joe Hammond, nigga. Pee Wee Kirkland. Legend in, how do you get to be a Harlem legend? Nobody from Harlem has been able to come up here and tell us what this nigga is a legend at. Nobody. Don't say you a legendary DJ. You not no SNS or Ron G, rather. You a legendary what? From Harlem. You were a legendary oil seller. You was out there selling oil, nigga. You had a tape. Keep it 100. You the original P. Diddy. You was dressed up like a Muslim woman selling oil. What are you a legend at in Harlem? Harlem Legend. You need to change your name, and you need to be banned from talking about street matters, the street subjects. Your lack of experience makes you a liability. See, this is my issue. This is the real issue with what he did today. You could have got somebody hurt today, brother. You could have started an all-out damn race war or something out there in Queens. You could have got somebody hurt. Why I say that? Zip the Drip people could have been riding by listening to that first I'm excited. Zip the Drip people could have been riding by listening to that first telecast where you were going in and talking about how they ran down and surrounded Zip the Drip. Had him nervous. He ain't had no ice on. He ain't had none of that energy. Like you didn't have sense enough to comprehend that. The boy could have been saying that. That's what Zip was doing when he seen Zip. He didn't say that was today. You said that was today. And now you calling him for cap. That's called lack of accountability. That's a very unmasculine trait. Masculine men hold themselves accountable. See, we in charge. We running the show, so everything is our fault. Everything falls on us. Even if you did it, I shouldn't have delegated it to you. It all falls on me. That's accountability. You don't got that. You talking about the nigga Cap because you misread the play. You don't know what homicide formation looks like. I know what homicide formation looks like. When niggas come to do the damn thing, they don't come and circle you off with 5 dudes in broad daylight in the middle of some project somewhere with bare faces in New York City, the camera capital of America. You think that's what homicide formation look like. You ain't never been to war. Why are you talking about this type of stuff? You gonna mess around and get somebody hurt. What if Zip people was riding around, seen that first telecast, and just happened to be out on, what was the main streets out in Queens? Jamaica, Suffolk Boulevard, or so. I don't know, Farmers, but I don't know where there's a bunch of people at in Queens. I'm not a Queens nigga, I'm a BX nigga. But wherever's a bunch of Queens, like wherever y'all Southern Boulevard or Fordham Road is in Queens, nigga. Yeah, wherever y'all Southern Boulevard or Fordham Road is in Queens, or 3rd Avenue is in Queens, nigga, if y'all got something like that. Now imagine one of Fat Joe and them people just happen to be walking by chilling minding his niggas with a TS chain on. And these niggas just see, TS just press Zip in the projects. Come on, man. You could have got somebody hit. You could have got somebody hit. Oh, because you misread the play. Misread the play. You don't know what homicide formation looks like. See, man, it's levels, bro. I always say that it's levels. Let me give y'all an example of what I mean by it's levels to this tough guy thing. And while people who don't understand the levels sometimes are incompetent, not qualified to speak on it. Let me give you a prime example. I was 16 years old, right? I shot up Stevenson Commons. But I did it in the middle of Lafayette. Right off of White Plains Road in Lafayette. Like say you're going down Lafayette towards Monroe. I'm standing in the middle of the street on a yellow line. This is before that island was in the middle of the street. I'm on a yellow line in the middle of the street. When the Nancy and Alex deli was on the other side. Tommy, Doodle D, Kai, all them niggas is outside in front of the deli. What do? I let off 6 shots in front of the deli. I don't hit nothing. I don't hit nobody. I'll run from the counter. It was that the whole plaza wasn't there yet. We talking about when this was Newmark and Lewis parking lot there in Blockbuster. All right, I run through the Newmark and Lewis parking lot, cut through 131. I go through Monroe, through Classic Point. I run all the way to Petey House in Lafayette. I'm hyped. I'm telling you, yo, I just shot up the counters. I just shot up the counters. Nigga said, who you hit? I don't know. I just shot up the counters. And then I told the nigga where I was standing at when I did my shooting. You know what that nigga told me? He said, yo, Mo, that's pussy. You never do no stupid shit like that. That's pussy. I'm crushed. I'm thinking I just put in work. I just shot up the ops block. And my right hand man, my partner, told me that's pussy. He said, yeah, you ain't want to shoot nobody for real, nigga. You shooting across the street. Man, you just walk up on the niggas and shoot them. You ain't want to shoot nobody. You out here fucking playing. I was 16 years old when that nigga told me that shit. I never made that mistake again. All right? Here's the catch. Some of you guys would have busted a move like that and went back and told your friends. And you know what they would have did? Hype you up. Hype you up. They would have hyped you up. They would have told you, you did something. Yeah, you got busy. And see, this is where these levels come to play at. You feel what I'm saying? Certain things, some people think, like with the whole situation we're dealing with Pete. When I made the videos about Pete, you got guys in my comments like, you know, I ought to be terrified. Like, why would I be terrified of Pete when none of them niggas what I was doing? None of their names came up in my case ever was ever mentioned. I told them niggas I'm going to get some Dutches. And I got in homicide formation. I was serious about what I was doing. I was not going to shoot up their block. I was going to get my man. Now, if all that shit Zip talked about them niggas on the internet, if they solution and they remedy was to go send some niggas to talk to Zip and wild them up, I'd have been like, nah, they playing games. They little monkey niggas, they not no tigers. They little monkey niggas running around the jungle. If that's your idea of gangster shit, that's how I was interpreting that, you know, but they didn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, if it was really a situation and they sent, you know what I mean, one dude over there with a Nike tech suit and a shiesty on, and Zip was outside with 4 or 5 of his mans, and he had the niggas running through the projects, hopping over fences and busting their ass and all type of shit, and Zip had a hole in his loud pants and shit like that, then yeah, that would have been some gangster shit. But to send 5 niggas to go to wild Zip up, I don't know what made Harlem think that was, you know, what gangster shit looked like. Like, you don't understand gangster shit when you see it. We need to talk about Mary J. Blige and Vado. We need to limit your topics to R&B. You can talk about anything R&B, or you could talk about streamers. You could talk about K Senate and I Got Speed and all them other little niggas. You could talk about them. DDG and Holly Berry and I Got Speed. You could talk about all them niggas and talk about R&B. But Harlem Legend TV should be banned. You talk about any street shit on this internet. Because you could have got somebody hurt today with your stupidity, your incompetence, and you reaching. Acting like you qualified to talk about a subject you're not qualified to talk about just because your mother had an apartment in the 212 area code. That does not make you a Harlem legend. That makes you a nigga who went to school in Harlem. Stop it, bro. Could have got somebody hurt today. You don't think like that. Because, once again, you don't got no business talking about this shit. Talk about oil, Muslim oil. How you was selling oil. How you had that table. Tell them you was dressing up like a Muslim lady before Puff Daddy, trying to get your oil off. Tell them you a legend at selling oil on a table on 125th Street. That's why everybody call you Eat Oil. You set up by the train station. Eat oil with a table. Tell them you the only nigga got the labels on your oil on the cap. All your labels is printed. You don't write none of the names of the oils on your labels. Your shit is printed fly. Your shit fly. You the only Harlem nigga with the fly oil bottles. If they want to talk about Muslim oil and you know, who cut their oil and who give it up raw and all that other stuff like that, you can come on and talk. When they talk about some street shit again, don't come on and talk, because you be done got somebody hurt. You be done accused somebody doing something they didn't do. And you don't have the accountability to take it back and say you apologize to both parties involved. You're green in a goddamn dill pickle, looking at the photograph and thinking you see something, but you don't know how to read a play. You're not of that ilk. You don't know what clear and present danger look like. You a sucker, you'll get rocked. The hitter gonna get right next to you. Cause you dumb, you don't know what to look for. You looking for the five guys with the bare face. You don't realize what tough is. There's levels to this. It's levels.